What do you
Okay.
got in store for this week?
Okay. So I have two that I feel really good about.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and take these two. I'm going to go with A&M covering the 4 points on the road in Miami. I believe in the offense. I believe in Petrino. I'm buying in on all of that. Connor Weigman looked excellent. Excellent. We haven't seen that kind of quarterback play at A&M since what, Johnny Manziel? Like even in
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that it wasn't a very good team. I don't care. Like we haven't seen good quarterback play in a couple of years. So yeah, like I'm buying in. I'm absolutely buying in on that. A&M has all the talent. They've got good receivers. They've got a good offensive line. Yeah, you put a competent quarterback play calling tandem in there. You really like what A&M has on offense. I'm taking them to cover the points on the road against Miami. What do you think?
I like it. It's on my list. You know what? I've seen a lot of the analytics systems say that this game is closer than that. I also don't know if they've adjusted to how good text, all those analytics systems are based a lot on what last season was, at least until
Right,
we get deeper to the season.
right.
I like just having
Okay,
competent offensive coordinator.
just wait on that. I've got another one for you. Let's just
Okay.
see if you roll with this one. This one here, I feel like you will. Notre Dame covers the 7.5 points on the road in North Carolina. You have to be on board with this. Notre Dame is 2-0. They have easily covered these point spreads so far. NC State, okay, not only did they did win, they won outright, but they did not cover. Going back to last year, they had one of the worst records against the spread. They feel like an overvalued football team. Devin Leary's not there. Yeah, there's and by the way, he was there last year. And they were still not covering. So yeah, this is I am dating this back to last year a little bit here. And then I mean we don't have much of a sample size yet this year, but we do know we've seen two games with Notre Dame, and they have looked electric on offense. It's worked. That's working for them in ways that it has not in years past. It's 7.5 points. The numbers, I don't love that number. 7.5
Yeah.
sucks, but
If
I'm
we'd
going
have
to
done
take
this
it.
earlier in the week, there was a 7 there, by the way.
Yeah, right. We go on the road. We cover the 7.5. I think they win by. I'm going to say between 14 and 17 points. I think Notre Dame is that much better than NC State.
I agree completely. Definitely on my list. And that scares me because obviously I'm a Notre Dame fan and that's terrifying to be that
Right.
confident. But did you have any others that you're like sold on, or do you want me to kind of go through
No.
my list of maybes?
Yeah, you go through your list, and if you can talk me into one, I mean, good luck to you. But I think I'm pretty
Yeah,
much just locking in with two.
sure. I don't think I can do it. I was interested in Vanderbilt plus 10.5 against Wake
Sure.
Forest.
Yes.
It just makes so much sense, but man, that line just stinks. Like this should be a pick 'em, I think.
Right. Yeah.
uh
No, I agree. I agree. Well, take it. Take that.
okay, I'm gonna do it. Sure, why not? This one, I am actually I don't think you can talk me out of this one. Actually, let me double check these lines because I wrote these down last night. Let's see what the best number is I can get on Vanderbilt. Okay, that's come down to 10. I'll do it anyway. A little bit of push insurance. At least it's not 9.5.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I know. It
The one
feels
thing
like a trap, honestly.
what you don't want to do is go spamming picks because you got behind early.
I
Like
know.
you did that last year and it got you in trouble.
I know this. This one, please. I don't think you can talk me out of this one.
Okay.
And it sounds so bad, but I want to continue to fade this team while I can.
Okay.
I'm taking James Madison minus 5.5 against Virginia.
I saw that. Virginia is a hot barrel of garbage. They are an absolute trash bag.
Yeah.
I agree with you on all fronts. That offense can't move. That offense cannot move. And James Madison is not, this is not a bad football team. James Madison is historically quite strong. I saw that as well. Like, I'm staying away from it, but I do not mind at all you taking it because them and Northwestern, I looked at both the Virginia and the Northwestern lines, and it's just like it's almost impossible to fade them enough early on because they're so bad. Like they may not win football games this year. So yeah, no, I have no problem with that at all.
I know you won't like this one. I'm taking Colorado minus 2.5 against Nebraska. I just think that there's no way Colorado does not score points. They have too much talent on offense. They will score. Now, they're not going to look great on defense, and Nebraska will probably be able to run for 300 yards against them.
Yeah.
But I think Nebraska's going to have to be quite. I just don't. Can you trust Nebraska's offense to put up 35 points even against a high school defense? Because I'm not sure I can.
But okay, look at what kind of offense Nebraska is going to run. And if you're going to say not much of one, then I'll laugh and kind of agree with you. But they're going to with Sims there, they're going to be trying to run the ball a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Colorado is not good between the tackles at stopping the run of any kind. They were not great at it. I think you can slow the game down. I think it's possible to do. I know people are betting a ton of money on Colorado, but they bet a ton of money week 1. Vegas is not making money on Colorado. Vegas is going to try to get all of those people that are betting on Colorado. I don't hate the pick. Like, I do think Colorado's more than a field goal better than Nebraska. I have no problem with that. I don't want to be the guy that Vegas picks off, because they're going to throw a little stinker line at you here. Either if this week, if not this week, then later on. But they will get all those people. Vegas does not lose for a long stretch of time. They will adjust. I do agree with you. It doesn't feel like they have yet. Like, this number should be more like a touchdown. Like, that's kind of more what I was thinking. No, 3 points. I understand it. I guess that you're never going to get agreement with me, but I understand it.
There's a 2.5 out there, which I really like because it's under a key 3 number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. You can't talk me out of this one. This is just a principal play, man. The Iowa State game. I don't know who's winning this game, but I'm taking the under 36.5. Tell me they get to 37 points with a straight face. There's no way.
I mean, that would be 20-17. Like, that's kind of what we're thinking. So the first team to 20 wins. I mean, pretty much is the thought.
It could happen. I'm just betting on the odds here.
Yeah.
17-14 is his final score.
Yeah, no, that's what I called earlier. I have no problem with that. Look up what their score was the last couple of years, would you? Like, I know it's been wildly low. Like, this game has never been. It's never. It's just in the history. It's never been high scoring.
Last year was 10-7.
Okay. Yeah.
In 2021, in 2021 it was 27-17.
Yeah. Wow. Explosion.
That's explosion. 2020. Why didn't it pop up right when I Googled it?
They probably didn't play in 2020. Yeah, Big Ten didn't play non-conference
you're right.
in 2020.
You're right. Good point. So anything before that is irrelevant, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so
it's not really a slam dunk, but I like my odds on that one.
I mean, good for you. I stay away from Iowa. Like, I go nowhere near there. I was burned early on in this podcast by Iowa. I watch from afar. I love watching the games. They're entertaining for all of the reasons, whether they're right reasons or wrong reasons. Yeah, it's like they play like the opposite of Ohio State. It's fun to watch.
Right. Okay, I got a few left, and I need to hear. I've got too many, clearly. Like, I need you to talk me out of some of these.
Okay.
Oregon -6.5 against Texas Tech.
I'm not gonna be able to talk you out of that one. Yeah, no chance. Makes no sense to me. None.
You're not going to join me on that one?
No, absolutely not.
All right. Well, let me double check on that line just to make sure it hasn't moved.
That's what I've got as well. I'm showing the same.
Okay. Yeah, 6.5 is still the best number I can get, thankfully. It's not 7.
Yeah, it's a good number.
All right, I have one more that feels like a slam dunk to me based on. I say that and it doesn't turn out that way, but I got Utah -7.5 against Baylor.
Saw that.
I just think that Utah is a horrific matchup for this Baylor team right now. I know they're still probably without Cam Rising. He's supposedly been like cleared for team activities or whatever.
You know what? It didn't really matter.
It didn't matter. Utah does not play based on like their quarterback. They're going to pound the ball. They're going to win this game. They might win the game by several touchdowns. I don't know, but I don't want to overreact to week 1. And I realize they're coming off an emotional win, but also they have 10 games to prepare, 10 days to prepare for this game. So yeah, I just think it's a terrible matchup for Baylor and their front seven right now.
I have no problem with it. Yeah, it's if you get pushed around, was it Texas State, right? That pushed Baylor around week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel fairly confident that Utah is going to roll in there with extra rest. I know they have to travel. They do have extra rest. They play on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's something that we don't really take into consideration. Maybe something that you should take into consideration with the Colorado pick. Nebraska played early and then just sat there. You know, they got to sit there on Saturday and watch that game and get all amped up. And be rested. And we know that Colorado probably won't be rested. It's a thought, at least. I'm just trying to make a point against you. You have how many locks currently?
Oh, let me count those up. I'm sorry. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's
okay.
It's a lot. Can I do UTEP minus 1.5 against Northwestern? that feels like a stretch.
I'd go for it. Why not? I mean, if you're gonna fade a team, like we both faded Northwestern last week, right? Worked out.
Yeah.
They were awful. They were not good. Fade them again. Why not? Make Vegas pay. Make them pay.
I wish UTEP was a little better. Like if this was
true.
If it was UTSA, like for sure, or whatever. Like there's a lot of Group of 5 teams I think I would definitely favor against Northwestern. Not even think twice about it, but
okay. I have one thing. Okay. Gun to your head. I need a pick on Texas, Alabama. 7 points is what I'm looking at right now.
Oh, I love Bama -7 at home. Like I was all over that one. I just feel like it's just a little too scary for me. Like,
okay,
I would absolutely be on the side of Bama on that one. Maybe not by a lot. Like I think they might win the game by 10, but I think that defense is legit. I loved what I saw from Jalen Milroe in week 1, but I also acknowledge that Texas's offense could just go off. Sometimes there's no defense for the best offense. And I don't think Texas's offense is 2019 LSU's offense, but I also know that there's not no chance. So what's your pick?
I think I'd take Texas to cover the 7. I do. Yeah, I think it's a close game either way. I really do. I think it's a 4-quarter football game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I may still join you on Oregon, Texas Tech. That, like, how is that number so low? How is it 6.5 right under the touchdown? I'm going with you.
Yes.
I may regret it later. I'll go Oregon covering. That gives me 3 locks. So I have A&M covering, Oregon covering, and Notre Dame covering. 3 road favorites. Shoot me now. What am I doing? But yeah, like I feel real like these are just better football teams. I'm taking the better football team.
Yeah.
I'm not overreacting. I'm taking the team that was better. So that's my strategy so far.
You don't want to fade Virginia with me?
No, as we have enough. 3 is plenty.
Fair enough. All right. I'm going to hold off on UTEP. I just don't quite trust them enough, even though I think they're probably better than Northwestern. Maybe we'll just be fading Northwestern like down the stretch of their Big Ten schedule. But
there you go. Right.
Okay, so to recap, Ashton has 3 locks. It's Texas A&M -4 against Miami, Notre Dame -7.5 against NC State, and Oregon -6.5 against Texas Tech. Right. I have 7. I got Vanderbilt +10 against Wake Forest, Notre Dame -7.5 against NC State, James Madison -5.5 against Virginia, Colorado -2.5 against Nebraska, the Iowa State under 36.5, Oregon -6.5 against Texas Tech, and Utah -7.5 against Baylor. The common thread here is that we all seem to like the favorites. So other than the Vanderbilt game, which is a little scary, but we'll see how that turns out.